What's up guys, it's Nico here. As a fellow Filipino, I've always wanted to do a video on the 7'2", 16-year-old star Kai Sotto and what he could become if he puts all his efforts into pursuing an NBA career. For those who may not have any idea on who this kid is, he's a Filipino high school prodigy with a unique combination of talent, height, and skill. That's the best way I can summarize it for you guys. He's coming off a career year in the UAAP Juniors division, arguably the premier high school league in the Philippines, where he emerged as the MVP with averages of 25.1 points, 13.9 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 2.6 blocks. He is one of the tallest and most talented Filipino players right now, and everyone who has watched him play has said that he will have a great future if he just commits himself to his everyday training. I can't predict that he'll be a lottery pick in the 2020 draft or even the succeeding draft, but if everything works out, he'll be the first full-blooded Filipino in the NBA for sure. Sotto is not only special because of his immense height at such a young age, but he's also blessed with agility, high basketball IQ, shooting touch, decent dribbling, and good passing skills for a big man. These are skills you wouldn't expect to see in an Asian big man, much less someone from the Philippines. These are skills that you see in European big men, and there are only a few of them, right? And they are doing really well in the NBA right now. The Philippines has had its fair share of players who try to take a crack at the NBA like Kobe Paras, whose immaturity and impatience caused him to fall short of his NBA dream. But even with all these gifts and talent, Sotto still needs to add and gain more muscle. He wouldn't survive in Europe, much less in the NBA, if he doesn't pack on those pounds. A lot of teams in Europe have already shown interest in Kai, including Real Madrid, the mother club of Luka Doncic and Nikola Mirotic, FC Barcelona, whose most notable alumni are the Gasol brothers and Ricky Rubio, Baskonia, the mother club of Goran Dragic and Jose Calderon, Alba Berlin, and Movistar Estudiantes. As you can see, the hype for him has been real for a while now, and these European clubs wouldn't be taking a look at him if they felt like he had no talent. In order to make his dream of making the NBA a reality, Kai Sotto has been training at Atlanta since the start of April and has been showing clear signs of progress as he undergoes rigorous training. Twice or thrice a day, he works with Coach Paddy Hogben for strength and conditioning and Coach Nick Stapleton for basketball skills at the P3 gym in the Emory Sports Medicine Complex. Several NBA players owe their development to P3, which offers assessment, prescription, and training for high school, college, and professional athletes in several sports, including basketball, volleyball, baseball, and soccer. Among the notable NBA players who've worked out at P3 are Karl Anthony Towns, Dwight Howard, and Brook Lopez, alongside a countless number of other NBA players. Currently listed at 200 pounds, Sotto has a specific nutrition program designed to add healthy pounds to his very lean frame, so he can build muscle especially in his glutes, thighs, legs, and core. His training program includes 2 to 3 sessions a day, 6 days a week. One session is for strength and conditioning, while the other 2 workouts with an NBA professional trainer for basketball skills, footwork, and strategies. As you guys can see, this level of commitment to training is what sets him apart from all the other prospects that the Philippines have sent throughout the years. Andre Blush's personal trainer and JaVale McGee's cousin, Rory Jones, has also been called in to work with Sotto at Emory, where the Atlanta Hawks train. If you guys take a look at some of the videos that he has posted on his Instagram account, Sotto has been doing basketball drills that involve his ball handling, footwork training, and strength training. Kai is also doing pickup 2v2s with some ex-NBA players and college players and will be ramping up towards 3v3s and finally 5v5s when the NBA regular season ends and more NBA players come to Atlanta. As of right now, Sotto has worked with Dale Davis as well, the 6'11", 16-year NBA player who has played for the Indiana Pacers, Portland Trail Blazers, Golden State Warriors, and Detroit Pistons. Davis saw action in 1994 NBA regular season games and was the Pacers' first-round pick in 1991. It's a great matchup for Sotto, who needs to get used to the roughness that comes with playing in the NBA. Sotto's camp feels that European teams can provide him the opportunity to grow at his own pace, something he probably won't get from many college teams in the NCAA, unfortunately. This makes sense since the focus of these clubs is to making sure that their talent develops and then be able to send them to the NBA for good money when the time comes. Understandably, Europe is the best option. NCAA powerhouses like the Gonzaga Bulldogs and the Texas Longhorns have also expressed interest in the past months, but Sotto is looking more and more at taking the European route to the NBA as opposed to the NCAA path that other Filipinos have tried before him. His skill set and style of play looks like it's modeled for the international game anyway, so why not develop it in Europe, where the best trainers for that specific kind of play style are located. For most NBA hopefuls, the traditional route is to play in the NCAA and then enter through the NBA draft. However, in the past 2 decades, many international prospects have managed to emerge by spending the first few years of their basketball development in Europe. Dirk Nowitzki, Pau Gasol, Marc Gasol, Ricky Rubio, Rudy Gobert, Kristaps Porzingis, and more recently, teen phenom Luka Doncic are a few examples of this. The list could go on, but one thing sinks in: Europe. Especially the EuroLeague has now become an alternative pathway to the NBA for non-US prospects. Sotto first caught the attention of various scouts at the FIBA Under-16 Asian Championship last year when he was named the MVP of that tournament, averaging 16.8 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game. He continued his strong play at the FIBA Under-17 World Cup, where he put up 16.4 points and 10.6 rebounds per game against world-class competition while not being intimidated at all by the size that he faced there. Draft expert Jonathan Givony of ESPN also recognized Sotto's NBA-level physical tools, although he noticed that he's still raw and needs to develop more muscle and skill. Playing outside the Philippines and getting used to world-class competition will help him fully develop and reach his ultimate goal. So how can this kid be the next Kristaps Porzingis? Well, when Kristaps Porzingis joined the New York Knicks back in 2015, his transition from the European game to the NBA style of play came into question since everyone's always been skeptical of European bigs who are trying to enter the league. Although there are those that disprove the doubt: Rudy Gobert, Yusuf Nurkic, and Enes Kanter to name a few. It doesn't distort the fact that a lot have failed in this. Porzingis at that time didn't have the strength to outmuscle big men in the post, and scouts have mentioned some defensive lapses, so the doubt was understandable. If you guys think about it, Porzingis also has the height, agility, high basketball IQ, shooting touch, decent dribbling skills, and good passing that we associate with Sotto now. Porzingis was the pioneer big man at 7'3", coming in with those unique blend of guard-like skills. That is why people are high on him right now, even with his ACL injury. Porzingis became a can't-miss talent that's set to lead the Mavericks into the playoffs, hopefully next year, alongside the former Real Madrid star and Luka Doncic, and be a dark horse contender for the championship for years to come. With the way he moves and the ability to shoot anywhere, Kristaps has shown that he's already a star. Porzingis also received Dirk Nowitzki comparisons in the early draft days, and Nowitzki agreed with that statement. That style of play is similar, so why not? Just like Sotto, Porzingis joined Sevilla back in 2010 as a 15-year-old scrawny kid from Latvia, and it took him 2 years to join his first team in 2012. Sotto is following the same path that Porzingis took 9 years ago, and he has the talent and drive to succeed there. Despite his size, Sotto is a low-key athletic player who just needs growth in both for body and skill in order to complement his towering height. If you guys need more proof on the similarities and hype, a veteran scout who facilitated Kristaps Porzingis' move from Latvia to Spain is confident that Kai Sotto is NBA material who can get into the top US league in 4 to 5 years if he makes the right decisions and focuses on his training. The Barcelona-based talent scout Salva Mendez said that he believes Kai Sotto has the height, skills, and hunger to make it to the NBA, comparing his potential to a young Porzingis before the Latvians jumped to Seville and later the NBA. This former scout is now the director of international scouting at Spain, so he obviously knows what he's talking about. Sorry if it looks like I'm hyping this kid so much, it's just that our country has never received this much international exposure for a certain prospect, so I'll take any credible word we can get on Sotto. Much more on the scout who found Porzingis. As of the making of this video, it's hard to say what would become of Sotto in the next 2 to 3 years since he'll be draft eligible until the 2020s. As cliche as it may sound, only time will tell how this training and experience would shape him into the player we all want him to become. Although from what I'm seeing now, it looks like he's in good hands and the kid genuinely loves basketball enough to leave his country and make the nation proud. A lot is riding on his shoulders since he'll be the face of Philippine basketball, regardless of whether he ends up in Europe or in the NBA. It's a tough ask for anyone, but I feel like we'll finally get our first full-blooded Filipino NBA player in the next 2 to 3 years. We just need to give him time and patience and believe that he'll eventually develop his extremely raw game to become a big man that can potentially be another unicorn if he indeed makes it into the NBA. He'll need to rely on his size, ball handling, athleticism, and potential for the next few years before officially becoming a legitimate prospect. Nevertheless, I believe that he'll be able to shock the world one day, and I wouldn't be surprised when that day comes. If you guys enjoy watching more content like this, consider subscribing, and we will meet again. This is Pacific Hoops, signing off.